Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today, we're going to explore one of the most powerful, resilient, and influential cattle breeds in the world, the American Brahman. This is not just the story of an animal, but the story of history, climate, science, and smart breeding that changed livestock farming forever. The American Brahman, scientifically known as Bos indicus, traces its origins back more than 4,000 years to the Indian subcontinent. In those ancient times, farmers needed animals that could survive intense heat, long dry seasons, insects, and disease. Over centuries of careful selection, these cattle developed extraordinary strength, endurance, and adaptability. They became an essential part of daily life, valued for milk, meat, draft work, and survival. These ancient Indian cattle laid the foundation for what the world would later recognize as the Brahman breed. During the 19th century, American cattle ranchers faced serious challenges, especially in the southern United States. European breeds such as Hereford and Shorthorn performed well in cooler climates but struggled badly in hot and humid regions. Heat stress, parasites, and diseases caused major losses. Ranchers needed a solution, and that solution came from Bos indicus genetics. Brahman cattle proved they could tolerate heat, resist insects, and survive where other breeds failed. The first known Brahman cattle arrived in the United States in 1835, when Dr. Campbell and Campbell, R. Bryce imported 2 Indian bulls and 4 cows from Egypt into South Carolina. This marked the beginning of a new chapter in American cattle history. In 1849, Dr. James Bolton Davis brought additional Brahman cattle, although many of his records were lost during the Civil War. Even with limited documentation, these early animals demonstrated remarkable adaptability. In 1854, the British government shipped Brahman bulls to Richard Barrow in Louisiana. These cattle played a major role in spreading Brahman genetics along the Gulf Coast. By 1860, Brahman crossbred cattle were being transported into Texas, and by 1862, Brahman bulls were already appearing in local ranch records. After the Civil War, Brahman influence expanded rapidly. In 1871, rancher Mifflin Kennedy purchased cattle that were part Brahman and part Durham, recognizing their toughness. In 1874, Kennedy and Richard King purchased 15 Brahman bulls in New Orleans and transported them to Rockport, Texas. Around the same time, Brahman herds developed in Galveston and Victoria, particularly on the ranches of James M. McFadden and John David Miller. In 1878, Shanghai Pierce and John N. Kieran purchased additional Brahmans at Indianola, further strengthening the breed in Texas. A major turning point came in 1885 when J.M. Frost and Albert Montgomery imported 2 Brahman bulls directly from India, Khedive and Richard III. These bulls became the foundation of the famous Frost-Montgomery Brahmans, later distributed across Texas, Florida, and Louisiana to improve local herds. After Montgomery's death, the remaining herd was purchased by Allen M. McFadden and F. B. Wood, ensuring the continuation of these valuable bloodlines. In 1904, Brahman cattle captured national attention when the Hagenbeck Circus displayed them at the St. Louis World's Fair. Their humps, loose skin, and calm strength fascinated the public. One bull from this group, named Prince, was taken to Texas and became an important breeding animal. The largest early importation occurred in 1906 when a P. Borden traveled to India to select Brahman cattle for Thomas O'Connor and the estate of Shanghai Pierce. 51 cattle were imported, but tragedy struck during quarantine when many died from Surra disease. As a result, the United States banned cattle importation from India until 1946. During this ban, Brahman cattle entered America only through Brazil and Canada. In Brazil, they were known as zebu. In 1924, 90 zebu cattle were brought into Texas through Eagle Pass by Dr. Ferdinand Ruffier and distributed throughout South Texas. In 1946, additional zebu bulls arrived from Brazil, strengthening the American Brahman population. Rather than focusing on purebred beef production, ranchers used Brahman cattle to improve other breeds. This led to the creation of several famous cattle breeds. Santa Gertrudis developed at King Ranch, containing Brahman and Shorthorn genetics, Brangus, Brahman times Angus, and other successful crosses such as Beefmaster, Brafford, Charbray, and Simbra. Each of these breeds carries Brahman traits such as heat tolerance, disease resistance, and longevity. The Brahman's appearance is instantly recognizable. The large hump over the shoulders stores energy and supports survival. Bulls weigh up to 2,200 pounds, while cows reach 1,400 pounds. Their coats range from gray to red, with black muzzles and hooves. Loose skin and a large dewlap help regulate body temperature. Brahman cattle have sweat glands across their bodies, allowing efficient cooling. A muscular skin layer helps them shake off insects. They can travel long distances without water, resist ticks, and are nearly immune to diseases like pink eye and cancer eye. Even in extreme heat, Brahmans continue grazing while other cattle seek shade. In 1963, the Brahman became a symbol of Texas. Pride when Jerry D. Cotton rode a Brahma bull from Texas to the New York World's Fair, a journey of more than 2,000 miles. Today, Brahman cattle continue to influence beef production worldwide. From ancient India to modern ranches, the Brahman stands as a symbol of strength, resilience, and smart breeding. Beyond the numbers, the breed's legacy lives on in every pasture where a farmer trusts a humped animal to thrive where others would falter. The story of Brahman cattle reminds us that patience, selection, and respect for nature can yield results that last for millennia. In the 1950s, Brahman genetics helped Australian cattle adapt to drought conditions, opening new export avenues. Brahmans are now found in over 60 countries, proving their adaptability and value. Whether it's their heat tolerance, disease resistance, or efficient grazing, the American Brahman remains a top choice for sustainable livestock farming. The American Brahman has also influenced cultural events and traditions. In many countries, Brahman cattle are part of festivals, parades, and even religious ceremonies. Their image is used in branding and marketing, symbolizing strength and resilience. In conclusion, the American Brahman is a breed that has shaped the livestock industry in significant ways. From their origins in India to their impact on modern cattle farming, Brahmans have proven their worth time and again. As we look to the future of sustainable agriculture, the Brahman's adaptability and hardiness make it a breed to watch. If you enjoyed this deep dive into American Brahman cattle, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with fellow livestock lovers. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.